And now this class is live now. Okay, I'm going to
Oh,
make you a host.
okay.
You can make me a co-host.
I'm there. Now it changed. Cool. Okay, James, you should be co-host now.
I'm going to start the recording now.
Okay, cool. Oh, hi, people. Hi, Janice, Donna, Diane. Hiya. Sierra, Denise, Tagar, Teresa, Josephine, Eileen, Gerda, A- Anna. Oh, people are popping in too fast for me to catch on now. Hi, Diane and Dr. R. Valero. How about Valero? How about I say that? Verna, hiya. Oh, nice group popping in. Cool. Welcome, everybody. I'm Ty, if you haven't met me already. And we're here with James today. James is our TA. So if you have any technical questions, like about Zoom or anything during class, please reach out to James in chat. And like all of our super tech people, he will do what he can to assist. And let's see. Ooh, already up to 19. We're expecting a full house today. Wouldn't that be cool? Hi, Joe from Illinois. I think Deborah, I haven't said hello to you yet.
Hello, Ty.
Rosemary, Kelly. Which part of Illinois, Joe?
About 20 miles west of Chicago.
Ah, okay. I used to work on contract for about 6 or 7 months for Edward Hospital in Naperville.
In where?
Naperville?
Oh, Naperville. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Edward Hospital?
I'm in Downers Grove,
Okay, cool.
which
Yeah.
is, another 5-6 miles to the east of
Yeah.
that.
I spent like 7 miles on contract with them a number of years ago. Loved the contract. Great people at Edward. Great area, too. Love that area.
Oh, yeah. It's really nice.
Gets a little too cold for my blood, but I like the area. Okay. I moved to Florida from St. Louis because it was too cold. So Chicago really got
Yeah, that'd
even
be a little bit
colder.
much for you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a little much for me. Okay, let me switch you guys over to my slides, and we'll get started with some Shibashi today. Shibashi today. It's pronounced Shibashi or Shibashu. I prefer the Shibashi pronunciation. It kind of rolls off my tongue a little better. So let's see. Okay, hopefully you can see my slides now.
Yep.
And okay, cool. I don't if you're new to some of you may have been in my session last week. It was my first one. This is my second. So you might have gotten exposed to Shibashi last week. If you're brand new to it, let me explain that it's the translation from the Chinese is 18 moves for health. It's a therapeutic gentle exercise system, and I'll give you a little history on that in just a moment, very brief. But the basis is it's a gentle movement practice, but it benefits us. You will know you did something at the end without really running a marathon or something comparable at the gym. As I said, my name is Ty. I live near Orlando, Florida, and you may have caught the conversation earlier that I moved here from St. Louis, Missouri, because I was just too cold. I'm sorry, but I love St. Louis. Great food, great architecture, great people. Way too cold. So I had to move someplace where my little thin blood could handle the weather a little better. So I moved to Central Florida. My background, my education is in biology, psychology, and computer science. After a career at various federal agencies, I eventually started working for medical centers in management and technology, and eventually, before retiring, I went in, became a consultant to medical centers for their healthcare IT systems. So I did a lot of teaching, a lot of consulting and teaching. For the last 8 years, I have been really focused on practicing and teaching my Kundalini yoga And about a year after that, so now for about 7 years, I got heavily into my Tai Chi because I have balance issues. And Tai Chi is very helpful in helping me deal with my balance issues and make my joints stronger. Actually, Kundalini and Tai Chi both are great for strengthening the joints. And then I got into therapeutic Qigong also. Well, and I'm your guide today. I'm going to guide you through Tai Chi Shibashi, 18 exercise movements that we will share for our mutual healthier benefit. We're brought here today by GetSetup.io. GetSetup helps all of us learn from each other. And I think that's the best way to do it. We all have learned so much in our lives, and we can share it with each other at GetSetup. Ideally for this class, or any of the movement classes that I'm teaching, it's better if you have your video on so I can see you, so I can see how you're handling what I'm talking you through. If you're catching on or not catching on or struggling, then I can adjust what I'm saying to sort of assist. But if you're not comfortable with the camera on, I'd rather you be here with it off than miss the session. If you want to practice between sessions with me, request a recording. Just email help@getsetup.io and they will fix you up with a copy of today's class. If you didn't make it into class today because it was sold out and you're here via live stream, I'm so glad you made it in that way. Hopefully you'll be able to book a class in the future and join us in the session in the future. Oh, I love James's explanation of Get Setup. If you have a moment, just read that in chat. Get Setup is not paid to promote any specific products or services. Now, please check with your doctor. As with any movement practice, whether you consider it exercise or just movement or both, you need to know what your limits are as prescribed by your doctor. So do whatever your doctor says first, and do what you know is best for you, and then pay attention to what I'm suggesting you do. But your doctor's rules are number one, because I can't be there. I don't know your health condition or your medication history, so you've got to rely on that expert of your doctor and yourself. It's a team. Today we're here for Tai Chi Shibashi, a gentle mindful movement sequence of 18 easy to do exercises. That's pretty cool right there. They're all easy to do. You can do it seated, you can do it standing, or you can go back and forth. The movements are done slowly, gently, but we're doing them deliberately. There is a bit of a design to the 18 movements, and we are going to do them in a specific sequence as designed. And all the movement is coordinated with breathing. By default, it's called deep breathing, but by my perspective, it's better to breathe even if you don't breathe deeply. So just adjust your breathing so it's continuous with your movement. Let the movement flow with your breath. And if you're comfortable going deeper with the breath, start going a little deeper. But find a pattern that serves you. That's more important than fighting a deep breath. There is very little or no movement of the feet in Shibashi. It's very stable. Even if you're standing, you're just not going to be moving your feet very much. There's only one or two, I think maybe 3 exercises in this set where you actually move your foot, but you move it and you hold it. So it becomes suitable for people of all ages. Any modification that you need, make it. If you need to go fewer repetitions that I'm directing you through, do it. If you need a slight movement adjustment, maybe a smaller step with that foot or not reaching as far, do it. Make the adjustments that you need. I will try to warn you of any limits that you shouldn't go past. The benefits of Tai Chi are just unmeasurable, actually. There's so many of them. It boosts the immune system. We take in more oxygen. Our bones get stronger. Our muscles and our tendons and ligaments are getting stronger because we're moving. And overall, we're improving balance, flexibility, reaction times improve. And overall, when you do any movement practice, especially a meditative movement practice like Tai Chi, then you're learning to deal with stress better. This also helps reduce blood pressure. I shocked my cardiologist one time by proving I could reduce my. Actually, I didn't reduce. Yeah, I did. I reduced the blood pressure. I was thinking the heartbeat, but no, I reduced the blood pressure right in front of him, and he was shocked, and he started sending me people. It's also known for cleansing toxins from the body, because when you move, you're making certain systems in your body work more optimally, such as the lymphatic system, and well, the lymphatic system specifically removes waste from the body. If you're not moving, those toxins aren't getting out of your body properly or timely. Shibashi was created by a professor in China, Professor Lin Hao Xing. This isn't thousands of years ago like most practices in Tai Chi and Qigong. This was back in the 70s. But he pushed Qigong and Tai Chi. And if you're not familiar with Qigong, Qigong is therapeutic movements that were designed as a medical treatment. And Tai Chi is actually developed from Qigong. So you're going to see a lot of Qigong forms mixed in here. But he fused the art of Tai Chi, which is a slow, even movement, with the strength of Qigong, with that continuous breathing, the meditative aspect. And his goal was to produce effective health benefits, which I think he's achieved. A lot of people, millions around the world, do practice these movements, many of them daily. We have very simple principles. The whole body moves together. In our movements, it's a slow movement, continuous movement, harmonious, balanced movement. The hands movements, as you move your arms and hands, actually guide the flow of the chi energy through the body. Each movement circulates that chi energy through the microcosmic orbit. You don't even need to know much about that at this point. Just realize that the microcosmic orbit is a circulus flow of energy through the body that affects 12 meridians. And if you're not familiar with meridians, don't worry about it. Just realize that this promotes flow of energy. The head and the eyes follow the hands movement. So the body moves together, and the eyes and head follows the hands. There's your basis. The inhale is through your nose, and the exhale is through your mouth. If you want to breathe in and out through your nose or in and out through your mouth, do so, but it's recommended that the inhale through the nose and the exhale through the mouth. The breathing should be soft, profound, and continuous. The breathing will give you the rhythm for the basis of your movement, and the physical movements follow it. Don't hold your breath. Please don't. Allow yourself to breathe continuously and use a natural paced breathing. The mind is either in a state of tranquility, which is meditation, or creating an image associated with each movement. So when we're first doing this, you're probably listening to what I'm saying, see what I'm doing, and creating an image. As you practice this with me, eventually you'll start going into that state of tranquility, because you don't have to pay as much attention to the mechanics. And try to practice with a happy state of mind. Either smile or create an inner smile. And if you do feel emotional, just take a few minutes, breathe and relax to allow yourself to calm down. Sometimes movement practices like yoga and Tai Chi and Qigong will get you a little emotional. Don't be surprised, and just allow it to run its course. Calm down and come back. Now, with that being said, let's do some Shibashi. So have your chair handy if you're going to do it seated. Don't use a rolling chair. Do it standing or standing with the chair nearby. Sometimes I will have a chair handy because of my balance issues. I like to just touch the chair for support. But you can actually sit down or stand up back and forth if you want to, whatever you need. Wear loose-fitting clothes. If you didn't today, next session, just wear something very loose-fitting and soft. Comfortable shoes. Whatever works for you that makes you comfortable and feel firm and balanced when you're standing, that's what you want. And have liquid available. Have water if you can available in case you want to hydrate during class. Now, with that being said, let me switch out of this, and we're going to make some technical changes. I need to get some music going for the session. Let's see. I'm going to spotlight me so I'm kind of big on your screen. If you don't see me big on your screen, you might want to go up, click on the 3 dots in the upper right-hand corner and pin me so I'm big on your screen. So let's get standing or seated. If you're seated, have your feet flat on the floor. If you're standing, you might want to separate your feet a little wider than hips. And we're just going to start with turning our head to the right and to the left. Inhale one side, exhale the other, nice and slow and gentle. Keep going with that. I've got me large on my screen, and I actually want you guys to be large so I can see you. I mean, keep moving, do your breathing, and turning your neck slowly. Ah, that's much better. Now I can see you. Allow your head to go down, look at the floor, and then look up. Continuing to breathe. Now take one ear down to side, kind of dip your head to a side and dip the other way. Your ear goes toward the shoulders, and your head goes a little forward. Now roll the head down up to a shoulder and back. Relax your shoulders. If you want to put your hands on your hips, that's a nice pose for this. Makes you look like Wonder Woman. Now hands forward and shake those wrists like you got water on the hands and you're just trying to dry them. Little bounce to the knees. Soft elbows. Now shake them in and out. Let those wrists kind of whip a little bit if you're comfortable with that. That's it. It's like you're trying to blow a breeze towards something or somebody. Now, away. Push it away. Push it away. Now, bring the arms up and just circle down the center. Not big circles, kind of circles using the elbows. That's it. You might want to bounce a little lightly on the knees. I always like to use the knees in this one. Now let's go back the other way. Back the other way. Always breathing. These are the warm-ups. This isn't Shibashi yet, but we always want to warm up before our Shibashi. So we try to kind of work the whole body. Open that chest. Let's flop those hands again. That's it. That's it. I'm going to scratch my nose. That's not an official move. Now out. Lap it out. That's it. That's it. Little bounce to the knees. Not a big bounce to the knees. Little bounce. If you do big bounces, your knees are going to be so sore later today. So do little bounces. Little soft bounces. Now, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. That's it. A chance to kind of stretch the arms up if you like. Usually in Tai Chi, we don't stretch to the limit. But in these warm-ups, if you want to do a little stretching, sure. Up to you. Now, I like this one. Kind of like shake the hands, but you slowly rotate. Go as far as you're comfortable and then back. Doesn't matter how far you rotate. Go to your comfort zone. Then back. Pat low. Now, 1 foot forward and then turn the wrist. This is a quick turn on the wrist. Now let's go the other foot forward and do the same thing. Come on. That's it. That's it. Now, one elbow up, the other elbow up. Bring the alternate knee up. Now this can be just bringing the ankle off the floor and keeping the toe on if you want to, which works really good for the chair. Just lift the heel and not turn. Now, foot forward, touch the heel, like a cartoon character. Now straight arm while you're doing this. Now, a little to the side. Now, foot goes back, foot goes back. So one foot steps behind the other, and then start swinging the arms with it. Elbow, same foot, but elbow. Now a little clapping with it. Now stand, kind of pace back and forth and bring the arms up and down. You can also just softly bouncing the knees if you don't want to pace. Now march though, let's march. That's real pacing. Again, you can march by just lifting the heel and not the toe. Now stand tall, separate your feet a little bit, and relax your arms down. If you want a sip of liquid, now's a good time to grab it. We're going to start with Wuji Form if you guys are familiar with that from Tai Chi. If not, I'm going to quickly tell you to stand tall, relax your shoulders, separate your feet just a little bit, and just relax into your body. And breathe. Just a nice, slow, comfortable, natural breath. Shoulders are a little soft, leaning forward. So your hands kind of drape to your front side. Soft knees. Just stand there and breathe. We're ready to transition our Shibashi, but we want to take a moment. Now we're just going to raise our arms at the shoulders. Palms are down, and you bring the arms down like it's an ocean wave. So it's inhale up, straighten the knees, sink in the knees as the wave comes down. Soft knees, not big sink. I don't want your knees to hurt later. I don't want my knees to hurt later. Inhale up, and exhale down. Nice and slow. Might even go slower than I'm going. That's fine. Now bring it up on an inhale and continue the inhale as you open the chest. And then exhale as you close back. And continue the exhale as you sink the knees. So it's a longer inhale. Exhale. This is number 2 in the 18. It's called open the chest or opening the chest. might start to just notice how the arms have all these sensations in them that you can start to notice as you're moving so slowly. Things we take for granted when we're just moving around, but when we move slowly and consciously, being aware of it, all of a sudden we start noticing these sensations. Now paint a rainbow. Bring one arm straight out, palm up, and bring the other arm to curve over your head and point that same direction, and lean on that leg opposite you're pointing, and then reverse the arms. One arm comes down, the other one goes over the head as you lean in the other direction. You lean on the opposite leg, find a breath pattern. I like to inhale when I'm moving, and exhale while I'm holding. Feel free to go slower than me. If I do 6 of them and you go more slowly and do 5, get extra credit. Now, both arms come down, they cross at the wrist, they come up the center and separate and circle down. This is called separating clouds. Well, it's also called circling arms. Very simple name there. I like separating clouds. It makes me imagine that there's a thick fog of clouds around me and my hands are separating them. I think that's the connection with nature while you do these forms. I like to inhale up and exhale down. Ah, yeah. Oh, everybody's doing great. I'm amazed how together we are. Usually in Zoom, the timing doesn't keep us so well together. Remember, use your knees, but not excessively. You don't want those knees to be sore later. Now, bring both hands in front. The palms are facing each other, top to bottom. Take the top hand and bring it back behind your shoulder and then up over your head. And it kind of swoops down in front to go back to where you started. Then rotate the hands to where the other one's on top and take the top, go back, up, and swoop down. Now, if you want a little extra stretch, follow that hand with your eyes and twist a little bit further, turning your head. If you want to add that, swoop in and then reverse. I like this. It feels good to do that swooping sensation. Now we're going to row a boat. Both arms go down and up. Not really an arm stretch on this. You keep soft elbows and soft wrists. Inhale up. Exhale down as you relax in the knees. I will tell you, this is one of my favorite ways to start the day. When I first get up, what a great way to start moving slowly, but getting every part of my body moving and get the energy moving to make me feel better. Now we're going to take one hand. I like to start with my right, and I go to the other side with the palm up, turn the palm down and bring it back. Now I'm going to take the other hand up, turn the palm down. I do a little wave and come back. The opposite foot, you can come up on the toe if you want. Your balance permits. I like the little wave. It's a little panache or, a little extra something there. Now we're going to gaze at the moon. Take both hands up as we are holding the moon and then back down. And again, you're welcome to rise up on toe on the opposite foot if you want. If you want a little extra twist or stretch, you can rotate into the moon. Gazing at the moon over the shoulder. Now we're gonna take one hand and push like you're pushing an invisible wall, and then it comes back to form a fist at the waist. And then we take the other hand and push the wall and come back to a fist at the waist, and then push again with the first hand. Push. The harder you push, it's kind of isometric, the more you get out of it. So really push against that invisible wall. This one has a really cryptic name. It's called Turn Waist and Push Palm. I don't know how they came up with that name. Cloud hands. I love this one. Take the right hand up basically about chest level and take the left hand around your tummy. And the right hand is a little farther out than the left. And you're going to rotate to the right. And when you get to the right, switch hands. The left goes high and out and the right goes down and in, and you rotate left. Cloud hands or playing with clouds. If you've done the other Tai Chi, you've been exposed to another cloud hands. There's all kinds of cloud hands in Tai Chi and Qigong. And just keep rotating. Find your breath. Go as far as the twist as you're comfortable. Switch hands and come back. This is torso, not knees, in the twist. Just twist the torso, letting the eyes follow the hands, guiding the movement with your breath. Scoop the C. You're going to take your left foot forward. Both hands go down and cross at the wrist, and they come up overhead and back. You're scooping from the C. This also is known as gathering stardust, which is where I was first introduced to it, as gathering stardust. You lean into that left knee a little bit, and then you straighten that left leg as you come back. This one, most people do not rock on the feet, but I like to. I like to rock forward on that back toe, raising the heel, and then rise on the toe, on the heel coming forward. Now we're going to keep the left foot forward, but we're going to push the waves. And this one you do rock. You go forward, lift the right heel. As you come back, lift the left toe. It's a nice, gentle rocking motion. Push the waves. I like to exhale forward and inhale back. Soft elbows, soft wrists, soft everything. Now dove spreads its wings. You keep the foot where it is, but both arms go out to the side. Left foot is still forward, and you swoop those wings forward and swoop them back. Rocking on the toe and heel. Inhale. It's just naturally to inhale as you open the chest that way, and then exhale as you close off. But if you're someone who wants to reverse that, go for it. Just breathe. That's all I ask, is breathe. Don't hold your breath, because we have a tendency to get focused and hold our breath. Tai Chi teaches us not to focus so much on the mechanics once we learn them, but start focusing on what's going on in our body. What are the sensations do I feel from the senses? How does my breath feel? Is my body relaxed? Eventually, when you get into the rhythm and your body's relaxing, then the mind starts to relax and stress relief comes. Now bring both feet back together. You're going to bring your fist to the waist, palms up. Take one hand and push as though you're punching, but it's not a stretch hard punch. It's just a punch, about 80-90% of your reach. Soft knees. A little flare to the wrist by turning it. I like to exhale forward and inhale back. Let's fly like a wild geese. Feet maybe a little further apart. Hands come up. Might even have the back of the hands touch overhead. Maybe not. And then come down. Loose arms. A goose flies differently than a dove. If you can rise off both heels, do so. It's a little hard for me with my foot problems. But if you can raise on the toes, do it. It's up to you and your balance. Straightening the arms and legs and then softening the knees. Rotate the wheel. Bring both hands down, let them dangle like in ragdoll, and then circle overhead. Doesn't have to be high, and then back down. Do not let the head go below the heart. Go the other direction. Now, step on one foot and then the other. And this can be just lift the heel if you want it to be, but the opposite hand comes up, the foot goes down, and the hand flips and floats down. So the hand does a wave after the foot is already coming down. Takes a little coordination if you're not used to doing it, but once you get it, it's pretty simple. You have to try it a few times to get it. Now, stand tall, and you're just going to bring your hands out to the sides, palms up. They come up to about shoulder level, and together they push down. Inhale, and push energy down to the earth. This is our closing. It's a very old movement, often called pushing energy down to the earth or bringing energy from the heavens to the earth. Just imagine that you're gathering energy in your hand and it comes together in both hands and you push that energy down, giving it back to Mother Earth, who shares the energy with us. All energy comes from above, but a lot of that energy goes into the earth, and then the earth sends it back to us. Now, bring your hands together here at the tummy, also called our dantian, as though you're holding a ball. Call it an energy ball or a chi ball. Just imagine that that energy ball is there and it's a circulating mass of energy that you're holding. Over time, you might even start imagining that you're feeling it. It's not important whether you do or not, as long as you imagine you are. Just breathe, soft knees, relax your shoulders. Now bring your attention or your awareness right there in the middle of that energy ball. Just take it there, whether your eyes are open or closed. Just bring your awareness right there between your hands and breathe. If you're like me, when you inhale, the energy ball swirls a little faster. And when you exhale, maybe it swirls just a little slower as you're relaxing and releasing things that you don't need. Make sure your arms, elbows, and fingers are relaxed. Maybe your wrist, actually allow the hands to dangle a little bit. Soft shoulders, soft knees, and breathe. Gently move your hands and see if you can feel that energy between your palms. Maybe you want to separate them a little bit, kind of stretching the energy. Like I say, you don't have to feel it, and there's nothing wrong if you don't. The practice is, or the exercise is, to just reach and see if you can feel it, whether you do or not. Sometimes you might feel the palms getting warm or tingling. Sometimes you just might feel there's a magnetic sensation between the palms. We have a lot of magnetic capability in the body, a lot of iron. Maybe stretch a little up and down. Stretch the other way. Maybe roll the ball. Maybe you pulse the hands a little bit. Now bring your left hand on your belly or your dantian. This is an energy center. If you ever studied yoga and studied the chakras, just imagine this is your third chakra. Your hand goes right there on your dantian. The right palm goes over the left palm. Relax your mind and just breathe. See if your neck is tightened. If it is, just relax it. See if your knees have tightened. If yes, just soften them. Relax the arms down. Relax the breath. We have a tendency to stiffen up. Relax your hands down and let's come seated. I want to grab my liquid because I'm gotten thirsty again. Let's see. Just moving some things around on my screen so I can clear it up. Now here I'm getting back. Some basic principles we like to follow in Shibashi is don't give up halfway. If you're getting tired or if you're feeling pain, stop what you're doing. That's the ultimate thing. But if you're getting a little tired or worn out, don't give up. Just make an adjustment. If I'm doing 6 or 8 of something, slow down and do 3 or 4. Take a rest. Don't go as far. Don't bounce as much in the knees. But try to finish the 18. So do your best. And always maintain the correct posture. We want to keep the head, neck, and back in a straight line, a nice torso that flows with the eyes. And, and start to notice this role of consciousness and breathing. The breath is extremely valuable in Tai Chi, just like it is in yoga. Yoga is nothing without the breath. Well, literally, Tai Chi is the same. The breath is the most important part because everything else builds off the breath. Start to notice the interior strength of this exercise sequence. Not only does it have interior strength from the Qigong forms, but it builds strength in us. All the actions are relaxed, soft, and continual. Make sure you're in a good environment for this. Make sure you're on a floor that's firm for you and not too loose and like a throw rug or something. Make sure your chair doesn't have wheels. Make sure you've got a good environment and you've got a little bit of space. You don't need a lot. And make sure let me stop saying make sure. Start adjusting your breath to where it's in your abdomen. We tend to breathe in our chest. All adults do in the human race. But you want to start shifting that breath into your abdomen, your belly, because it's called diaphragmatic breathing because you're using your diaphragm more and you're creating more space for your lungs. You're actually pulling in more oxygen by breathing into your belly than through your upper chest. The sequence really is breathe as much as you can into the belly, then breathe into the chest. And we always want to consider the three adjustments: posture, good breath, and a meditative mind. Remember, Tai Chi Shibashi is an enjoyable, therapeutic movement practice. It is enjoyable for most of us, and I hope it is for you, but it's also therapeutic. It's actually good for us. So it's something that is actually good for us that we can actually enjoy doing, and it promotes better health. So best thing is come back and join me in the practice as often as you can. Now, a word from our sponsor. I want to thank you from Get Set Up. They do a great job of bringing us all together. How would I find you? How would you find me without Get Set Up? If you have some experiences with Get Set Up, whether it's in my class or someone else's, we'd love for you to share them on social media. If you don't want to share them directly, but you're willing to send your experience story to Liz, please do. Email Liz, L-I-Z, at getsetup.io. She would love to put your experiences on her blog for Get Set Up. Thank you, James. He's putting out so much great information in chat. I really appreciate that. Some related classes to this one is Qigong. Qigong is the basis for Tai Chi, so they're like two parents in the same family. Slow flow yoga is sort of the yoga equivalence of Tai Chi, and I'd say that I'm a yoga teacher, so I say that very loosely because it's not a one-to-one comparison, but slow flow yoga is attempting to put together yoga poses into a sequence. So yeah, it's related. I highly recommend you trying it, that's for sure. And my next classes come back for Tai Chi Shibashi as often as you can. I hope that with the way these classes are filling up that we can get more of them on the schedule. I'd love for Shibashi to be available every day of the week, and preferably in the early morning, not too early. And then Tai Chi for beginners. If you haven't been in my beginners class, then I recommend you checking out Tai Chi, Why It's Great for Seniors, where I'm going to give you some history and a slight introduction to a couple of forms. And then if you like it there, then join us in Tai Chi for beginners, where we're currently studying I was calling it 612, but I think the better name to give it is a 30 form sequence. We're just learning 6/12 forms at a time, and we're going to build those and add them together until they're a 30 form or 30 movement sequence. So come join us. Drop in at any time. There is no starting class. You can start anytime you want to. And who knows, maybe down the road we'll have some more Tai Chi classes. Now today after class I'm going to send you some notes about the class, kind of a summary of what Tai Chi is, and I'm going to recommend some other classes for you. If you'll see this screen that's up there, you're going to see this square. And if you're on your phone, it's going to come through in something very similar. But the important part is these are classes right here you may want to check out. Just click on the link. It'll take you directly to registering. Give feedback. We thrive on your feedback, because how else do we know where to go next with Get Set Up? So if you'll click on give feedback, you're going to get this next box. The first thing is you can rate this class from 1 to 5 stars. It'll default to 4. So unless you take direct action and click that 5th star, I won't get 5 stars. So consider it. And feel free to make comments down here about the class. And over here to the right, you get to rate me. Again, feel free. Don't hesitate at all to click 5 stars and put some comments about me. And if you got a criticism, I've been getting some great criticism. A lady the other day said on Tai Chi for Beginners, she wants to see more forms with me directing it, looking away. Have my backside to the class so they can just follow me directly. Great suggestion. I'm doing it a lot more in class. So your suggestions, I hate to call that a criticism. Your suggestions, we do pay attention to, whether it's me or the management. If you have any ideas for improvement in Get Set Up in general, maybe you really want a class in underwater basket weaving. Well, tell us how we can improve here. Tell us we can get you that class or whatever class you're interested in, because believe me, they will go looking for teachers. They went looking for me because people were asking for Tai Chi. So please give feedback. We want it. We want to hear from you, pro or con, and invite a friend. Classes are always so much more fun when friends join you in the class. I always used to drag friends of mine to Tai Chi and yoga classes with me, and meditation sessions. Same things online. You love to have friends that you can talk about. So when you're booking a class, you have an option to add it to your calendar, which I have to, or I'll forget about that I registered. And you have an option right then to invite a friend, and you can click to send them an email, or you can save the link and send it to them however you want to, maybe text it to them. Same thing if you're on a mobile, just looks a little differently. Get Set Up community wants you to suggest new classes, and they want you to consider hosting an interest group. Maybe you already do underwater basket weaving. Well, maybe you'd be willing to host a group and talk to other people about who also enjoy underwater basket weaving. If you're a member of any organization, assisted care, senior living, a government organization, or a community organization, send the contact information to help@getsetup.io so we can reach out to them. And today's class was recorded thanks to James. And all you have to do is email help@getsetup.io and request the recording. Or I think he actually put the link in chat. So you might be able to just copy that link before you hang up and have it. But that's a great way to practice when I'm not around. And that's the slides for today. So anybody have any questions? I think you're able to unmute. I will make a suggestion. Later today or tomorrow morning, if you feel sore in your knees or sore in your elbows, then next session back off a little. You should not be sore. If you just feel, hey, I have a sensation in my knees or I have a sensation in my shoulders that I know I did something, that's perfect. You want to use those joints and ligaments and tendons so you know you used them, but you don't want to be sore or have pain from them. So adjust your practice based on how you feel later today and tomorrow.
Tai?
Yes.
I always feel so awkward when we do the exercises that only go with the left foot forward. Could also doing the right side be worked into the 18? Even if we go to 21?
Deborah, I am totally with you on this. It drives me insane that those two are only on the left. So you know what I do is I try to remember, and I should have done right today. I try to remember last session did I do left, then today I'll do right. So I will switch back and forth, and down the road when I have the opportunity, I may do both, okay? But okay. I feel totally with you on that. It throws me every time because I want to do more. But and I will make sure we get to do the right side because I'm with you on that. I don't know, but I'm not big on astrology, but I'm a Libra, and I seem to require things to be balanced in life. And doing something one side and not the other does get disturbing to me. But I promise I'll try to remember to do it at least between sessions. How's that? You know what you can do though? After we hang up, you can do the right side.
That's what I did the other day.
Bingo. You can listen to the recording, and when I say do left foot, you can do right foot. That's not a bad idea. Do it, but do it later today so you don't wear out your knees.
Well, I agree with you, Tai. I had one instructor. I studied a similar set of exercises with another instructor, and he suggested that the reason why you do just the left is because that's the side the heart is on. and that's specifically for the heart, or more specifically for the heart. But I'm with you. I do both sides too.
You know, I like that explanation. It sounds good. I'm not going to criticize it, but let me tell you, for years, when I was first studying Hatha yoga, they always told me that when you're getting up from being reclined, you always roll to the left side and get up because, no, you roll to the right side and get up because your heart's on the left side. Well, I was studying online with some gurus in India, and I'm not going to use the word that was used, but the initials are BS. And that came from experts in India. So I think sometimes we make up our own explanations, but I like that. The left foot's the one that represents the heart. I kind of like that description, but I'm more out to get balanced. So, I like your teacher's explanation, though. That was pretty cool.
I agree with you. It's really interesting because he was a Chen stylist, and there's a lot of, well, not a lot of difference, but the movements go a lot lower, especially like the bird flying.
Yeah.
You would when you put your arms up, you would be going down, way down, and then when you flap the arms, you'd come up to. That was changing altitude and stuff, and of course, you know that's. They'd like to go low. Well,
you know, Joe, in this country and in Western culture, we took the wonderful practice of yoga and turned it into a gym exercise. And in India, it's not a gym exercise. There's quite a bit more to it instead of just going to the gym and doing exercises. And I think we have a tendency to want to do the same thing with Tai Chi, you know? But if you go back and study how it was described by the professor who designed Shibashi, you're not supposed to go that extreme. You know? Yeah. If you're wanting that exercise, I totally get it. But I don't think that's and I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying I don't think it's in the original description. It's designed like, first of all, you never let the head go below the heart. You know, so it's really designed for me. I'm 69 years old. Shibashi, I think he had me in mind when he designed it. So if you're 20 years old and you really want to study that extreme, I think you need to study your Tai Chi and then move on to study Kung Fu and Bagwan, you know, where you'll really get those extreme movements. I don't want those extreme movements.
I'm with you on the softer movements.
Yeah, I'm at my age, I don't want the extreme movements. No jumping, no pouncing, no punching, no leaning over too far. I want to keep my balance. So I'm here to keep us within those limits. So I'll advise you from my direction, because you can do what you want to. You know, if you want to go off and study with that gymnast, I'm not saying he's wrong. I'm just saying he just needs the right audience, and maybe, you know, that's what he's finding. There's all kinds of yoga. There's all kinds of movements for everybody. Just make sure you got the one that fits your needs. You know, is what I'm thinking. So, okay, guys, this is we got 2 minutes. Anybody else want to make me laugh again? Come on. I like it when you make me laugh. Well, I will see you guys again in another Shibashi class, I hope. Thanks for hanging in there with me today. I hope to see you soon. Maybe see some of you in the beginners class. And like I say, maybe we'll have some new classes coming down the road as this group grows, because I'm starting to recognize some of your names and faces. So you guys are repeat offenders.
I like Joe's yin and yang symbol.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
And it looks like it's out in the yard, like stones or wood or something. It's natural.
It's wood chips, yeah.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
I may
the wife did that.
I may have to steal that from her.
For it. And that's where we practice.
No kidding. Oh, they're dedicated, aren't they?
Yeah.
I love doing Tai
Chi. She's in the yin and I'm in the yang.
You know, sometimes that's exactly. But you notice there's a little bit of yin in every yang and a little bit of yang in every yin.
That's right.
So that makes sense. Okay, guys, I'm gonna
Goodbye.
Have a good one.
See you again soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.